Good morning everybody, and welcome back to a brand new video. Now today we're going to be trying out the brand new content from below Ice Mountain. We're going to go ahead and do the quest as well as try out all of the new things you can do in the new dungeon. Now this is by far one of the biggest free-to-play updates we've ever had. It actually might be the biggest free-to-play update beyond obviously the original stuff that came out back in 2001. Now there is a lot to try out, but today we're just going to be doing a quick glance over all of it, giving my first impressions and just trying it all out. Today we are going to be on my main account, so we're going to be trying out pretty much all the content, including the members content. However, in the future I do want to test it out on a lower level account, as that is a little more realistically what this is aimed at. Anyway guys, hope you enjoy, and let's get started. Now to start things off with below Ice Mountain, there is of course a quest, so we need to go ahead and do that. Also, I do want to get my quest gate back eventually, so I might as well just go ahead and do it now. From what I've read, the quest is very simple. It should only take you around 5 minutes and is just a quick introduction to the new content. The only requirement for the quest, I believe, is 16 quest points, so it's really not too high level. I swear in every quest, you just somehow get betrayed every single goddamn time. Well, there we go guys, I think the quest is done. Pretty fun, obviously very short. It is a free-to-play quest after all, but we did get 1 quest point, 2,000 coins, and access to the new dungeon. Nice, back up to 280, very clean at this point. Alright, so the first piece of new content that I want to try out is killing the new golems. Now for those who don't know, this is a combination combat and runecrafting training method. Essentially what you do is you click on these piles of rubble. A golem will wake up, you go ahead and kill them, and then they have a chance of dropping a core. Right now we're killing a body golem, which means they have a chance of dropping a body core. Now I'm not really sure what the drop rate is on the cores. I expect it to be like 1 in 5 or maybe 1 in 10. Not super rare, but obviously it doesn't drop them every time. Now with that said, I probably should just go try out the Chaos Golems. They are members and, well, what's the point of doing these lower level ones? Okay, so we found the Chaos Golems. These are the highest level ones, and we already got a Chaos Core. Pretty exciting stuff. Now on top of that, they do also have a chance of dropping the new Banite currency. Now I believe they are called Banite shards, and they have a pretty common chance of dropping those as well. Okay, so there we go, we got Banite shards as well, dropping 20 at a time. Now the Banite shards are used for a few different things, but primarily they are used to open up the new vault, which is where you can get some loot. Alright, so we have been killing these things for roughly half an hour at this point, and we've killed, I think, around 90 of them. So they are pretty quick to kill, but obviously for my level and someone who's in pretty much max strength, obviously not going to be really worth it. We're getting around 70k per hour combat experience. However, for someone who is mid to low level, it could be a decent combat training method while also giving you a bit of passive runecrafting experience on the side. So in half an hour, we ended up gaining around 14 cores. I'm not really sure if that's good or bad, but at the rate I was getting them at, they're dropping at a rate of somewhere between 1 in 5 and 1 in 10. Now beyond the cores, the loot you're getting is just a token amount. You're not really getting anything substantial, and that is mainly because the things you're going for are the golem cores and the Banite shards. Now in half an hour we got around 400 Banite shards, which we can use to open up the new vault. How much money you get there, we're not sure yet, but we will obviously test that out in a bit. Now with the golem cores, essentially all you have to do is bring them to the relevant runecrafting altar. Now I have literally never been to the chaos altar before, no clue it was in the wilderness, but well, there's a first time for everything. So we're gonna take our 14 cores here, and what the hell is this? Okay, I see why I've never gone here before. We probably should have gone via the abyss, but I guess we'll just do the maze. Literally a 4-tiered maze to get to the chaos altar, that's stupid. Okay, we finally made it guys. We're at the Chaos Altar. Let's go ahead and craft our Chaos Runes. So from half an hour of golems, we gained 1.2k runecrafting experience. Possible I got unlucky with the cores, but yeah, that's only around like 2 or 3k runecrafting experience per hour. Obviously, it's not meant to be meta breaking, but obviously I had to run the cores here anyway, so we'll leave that for now. Now, beyond the new runecrafting combat training method, there are 2 other combination training methods here, at the very least that I know of. Also, shout out to this weird blue frog, he's just chilling. Now, the next method we're going to be trying here is the combination fishing, prayer, and cooking training method. Now, in the bottom left corner, there are fishing spots, which you can either fish with a big fishing net or a small net. If you use the big net, you'll have a chance of getting a catfish, or I think this is raw tetra. And you also have a chance of gaining Banite shards whenever you are fishing something. probably at a fairly slow rate though. Now essentially after you fish a full inventory, you have to go over and cook them, and then after that you offer them to an altar for both cooking experience and then prayer experience. So kind of an interesting method. Okay, so now that we have a full inventory of fish, we're going to come over here to the preparation table. I assume you just left click on it, and we'll start preparing the catfish first, I suppose. It'd be kind of nice if you could just do the entire inventory at once and not have to do both of the different fishes. Now, unlike most cooking methods, you actually do need a knife in the inventory to be able to prepare them. So once we've done all of our catfish, we then have to do our tetras as well. I don't know if there's a way to just only get catfish. I suppose you're going to get them both. And once you've prepared all your fish, you can just then go ahead and offer them right at this altar here. Fairly convenient, everything is close together, of course. Oh my god, they actually put a catfish animation above your head. That is hilarious. Oh man, it's worth it just for that. Now obviously the XP per hour here is going to be fairly low, but I mean considering you can do this at a low prayer level and it's a very passive and easy way to train up all three skills, I think even for members accounts, this could be viable at very low levels, which obviously that is mainly what the content is for. So I'm going to try this out just for a little bit until I can get a handle on what roughly the XP rates are, at least when you're fishing catfish, and we'll come back in a little bit. Alright guys, so we have done this for, again, roughly half an hour, and I think I maybe misinterpreted what the experience rates were when they listed them in the dev blog. Now I think the way they actually have the experience rates listed in the dev blog is assuming that you are constantly cooking a fish or constantly fishing a fish or constantly offering for prayer experience, which is just not really how the method works. So I think I just quickly had a glance at it and thought, well, that seems kind of good. You're going to get around 30k fishing experience per hour, 43k cooking experience per hour, and 32k prayer experience per hour. But actually that is if you are continuously doing that activity, which is not realistic. So here are the XP rates I was getting by doing all three methods, kind of AFK. Obviously I could be doing this a little bit more efficiently. So I was getting 7,500 fishing experience per hour, 10,000 cooking experience per hour, and around 4,000 prayer experience for a total of around 20k per hour. Unless of course I'm doing something wrong here, that does seem pretty damn low, but I mean this is free to play of course, so the XP rates are going to definitely be lower. So on top of the experience, we also gained around 90 Baronite shards in roughly half an hour, so definitely slower than the golems. Alright, so the final activity beyond the vault is actually mining, so we're going to try that last. I believe you can just use a dragon pickaxe, I don't see why not. So Baronite mining is very similar to the upper level of the Motherlode mine, as in multiple people can mine the exact same rock and it'll just stay around for a predetermined amount of time. Now when you're mining Baronite, you're obviously going to be able to get the Baronite shards, which we are getting very quickly compared to any other method, as well as you can get Baronite deposits, which you can use for smithing, as well as you have a chance of getting a Baronite head. Now you can start mining these at level 15, and just from the first couple minutes here, you actually do get quite a lot of Baronite shards compared probably to any other method. Does make sense, you are of course directly mining them. So we're going to try this out for a little bit until we have quite a few of these Baronite deposits, and then we'll look at how you actually smith them. So just after some initial testing, I am predicting that the mining slash smithing method is probably going to be the best. I mean, look how many Baronite shards we got compared to the other methods, and we've only been doing this for around 15 minutes. While obviously the XP rates are low, they are comparatively high, I think in my opinion, compared to the other method. You can probably get around 30k mining experience per hour here. While it's not amazing, it actually isn't that bad compared to mining, on top of getting a ton of Baronite shards and the Baronite deposits as well. So the way the Baronite deposits work is you need to take them to an anvil, which I believe is just located a little bit to the east of the mine, right by Romarno. Now when you break these down, you do have a chance of getting the Baronite head and also the new equipable hammer, I believe. So the way you smith them is by coming over here to the Baronite crusher, and I think you just have to left click it with a hammer in your inventory. Then we're going to go through all of the Baronite deposits. Obviously you can just get Baronite from them, which is realistically probably all I'm going to get because all of the rewards are fairly rare. So I think in a full hour you could probably get maybe upwards of 3,000 or 4,000 Baronite shards per hour with the mining method, which of course is much higher. Alright, so from everything we've done so far, we have earned ourselves around 1,600 Baronite shards. Now I'm kind of curious, how much does the vault actually cost to go through once? Alright, so here's the entrance to the vault. I don't really know how much it costs to go in. Okay, so you need 1,000 Baronite shards to enter. Okay, I've spent the last 20 minutes trying to figure out how to actually spend the Baronite. Now you do actually need to talk to Romarno again, I believe, to actually unlock the vault. So you talk to him first near the entrance of the dungeon, then you run up here to the forge. Now there are actually area of effect buffs here, and they're very interesting. Some of them are actually permanent. A permanent 10% buff to your chance of preparing fish in Camdazzle, a 10% buff to your catch chance, defense bonuses, mining chance, and a chance to find rare items. So those are permanent, very quick to unlock as well. Okay, so the way I believe you unlock the vault is by using these shards on Romaro once you've talked to him the first time. You'll give him all the shards, he'll chuck them in the forge for you, and now I believe we can actually finally unlock the vault, or alternatively you could unlock the area of effect buffs. So obviously I'm going to kind of mess this up on my first attempt. Now what you do is after you pay to enter the vault, you need to go through these different colored doors. Obviously you can only go through the blue doors, the X's you can't go through. Now in the vault there are going to be little lock boxes around. For example, there's a simple lockbox, and those will be worth a basic amount of loot. I think there are some intermediate lock boxes and potentially some higher level ones if you really just run into the center. I'm not really sure what the best strategy is going to be. I assume probably just running through to get one or two of the highest level lock boxes, because I don't think these simple ones are going to be particularly good. Now you have a minute in the vault, and if you don't leave in time, you lose all of your loot. So you have to make sure you make it out within the 60 seconds. So we turned around with just about 10 seconds left, and we ended up making it out. So obviously that was just our first attempt. Now I don't really expect too much from these, but I think my expectations may still have been a bit too high. Oof, that is some low level loot. First try, and we got 1700 GP. So anyway guys, that is just a quick brief look at most of the new content. It's pretty interesting, the location is very cool, and of course we do have to keep in mind this is a free-to-play update, so everything is going to be a lot lower than, well, membership obviously. Now this week, I'd really like to test it out on a free-to-play Ironman. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Maybe make a 2 or 3 part series on it, but we'll see. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the video. As always, if you did, always appreciate it if you leave the video a like, and I'll see you next time. Now, before I go here, I'm going to give a massive thank you to all of my members over on YouTube. A huge thank you to Brian Robinson, Cappy, Sage's Rain, Colin Corley, Timothy Chen, Guy Fox, Valhalla Lad, Ocelot, and Kush Patel for all subscribing at the Dragon tier. Thank you guys so much as always. And also a huge thank you to Branton Griffin, All Things Gaming, Birdbot, and Base Titch for being subscribed at the Runite tier. As always, if you guys are looking for another way to support the channel, becoming a YouTube member is an awesome way to do so. You can become immortalized in all of my future videos, get access to my video release schedule, and of course get a custom role in my Discord server. Thanks again guys, and I'll see you next time.